going on, Jeromes? So one of the more viral stories going around the interwebs this week is former Chargers cornerback Quentin Jammer, the pride of Texas, hookin' baby. True story, in 2011, I played completely face drunk in at least 8 games. Now, it's actually pretty serious the way what Jammer was trying to convey, because he was talking about how difficult it is for people to open up, specifically men. And Jammer had been going through a tough time in his life, went through a divorce, and he was self-medicating. This was not good. Well, obviously, you're drinking before, during, and after a game, professional football games, probably not good either, but he was going through a lot. And then I remembered, wait a minute. Since it's all about the Vikings played the Chargers and Quentin Jammer in 2011. And the Vikings lost. Because remember, it's the first game of the Leslie Frazier regime. Also, head coach of the Chargers, Norvell Turner. Good times. Back when the Chargers were in San Diego, Superchargers. It's where they belong, by the way. Qualcomm, full house. Vikings lost 24-17. It's not good. There's no bueno. You did draft Christian Ponder, but Donovan McNabb was starting, and Kyle Rudolph was a rookie, all that stuff. And the Vikings ended up 3-13, ended up drafting Khalil in the first round, but also got Harrison Smith. So sometimes it all works out, right? And also the scoring, like I've said, I don't know if, as I cough and die, if I'm like Spectrum-y, but there's sometimes we're all just like completely like zone in and just go through box scores for like an hour. I feel like that might be kind of normal. Anyways, Percy took the opening kickoff, 103 yards. Man, speaking of like personal issues and demons, like if Percy played today, like he would get the help and counseling that he needed. And what a talented player, man. Crazy. Mike Tolbert for the Chargers, 900-pound fullback, which is great. Phillip Rivers, current Colts starting quarterback. Phillip Rivers, great. Also Ryan Longwell, all up in there. Tolbert had 3 touchdowns, so caught 2 passes for touchdowns, including the go ahead at the end. Also ran one in. Also Michael Jenkins, that's right, the pride of the Ohio State University, coming in as a free agent from Atlanta, from Donovan McNabb. Dynasty. The Vikings were up 17-7 at the half. Dang. Then not so much. Yeah, we didn't score in the second half. That's what happens. But like we said, McNabb, first game starting, and McNabb finished up his illustrious Eagles career. Had that one-off season with Washington. Ended up not finishing the 2011 season with the Vikings. He actually still lives in the Twin Cities, I believe. I think he's hooping at the Maple Grove Lifetime, which is good. Also, these Chargers uniforms were awesome back in the day, man. But the passing game, not a lot going on. Percy was the leader in targets with 4, 2 catches for 7 yards. That's the Justin Jefferson stat line. Jenkins caught the touchdown, like we said. 3 for 3, 26 yards and a touchdown. Then Adrian Peterson out of the backfield. Noted receiving running back Adrian Peterson, 2 catches for 6 yards on 3 targets. Bernard Berrian got shut down. Kyle Rudolph, 1 target in his NFL debut. Golden Domer, Vasante Shanko, he of the viral videos of his own. Jumping Joe Webb didn't get a target. Toby Gerhart didn't get a target. Man. And then Jammer. So, PFF grades go back to 2006. So it's always a treat to go back and see what happened. So Jammer, was this one of the 8 games where he was completely poop-faced? Don't know. But he had a 64 grade, 43 defensive snaps, 0 targets, because he was blanketing the receivers, as well as 3 tackles. So Jammer was an outside corner, so it was probably on Jenkins and Bernard Berrian most of the day. During that time, Percy was usually operating out of the slot, so it is what it is. And it could be that, hey, maybe Bernard Berrian's that bad, or maybe Jammer is actually good to go. And that season was not one of his best, but also not one of his worst. But like we said, I think a lot of people on the interwebs are missing the point. Like, Quentin Jammer was really just being open and vulnerable, that he was going through a tough time during that segment of his life. But, I mean, he still shut down the Vikings, and the Vikings still lost, because that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyways, the Vikings lost to a corner who may or may not have been inebriated during said game. Makes you feel good about the McNabb era, right? Anyways, that's it. You know what to do. Skol, production value.